up here, but the legs are actually downward back. It's actually driving the technique. And that has to be timed so that it isn't a boom, 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 sequential motion. The closer you are, it should be simultaneous. Greater distance, you have a sequential segmental interaction. So it'll depend on distance what you do. But close-in work should be simultaneous. All the joint actions, all the muscle motion. Otherwise, you're punching only with your arm. Leg should generate power. Any question? Face, everything up here. Too many people always have your power. They're rather partially shortened. Here you're going to get the greatest force with contraction speed. If you start and you stop, you have to start that all over again. Any question? Try it again. Saying that they're going to be coming into you. There's no reason, unless you're doing Gankaku, to reach for the target. Again, it means your distance is wrong. Any question? Do not reach for the target.
So for a word to put into my head, I stay kind of compressed as I'm making the punch. Like if I'm doing reverse punch,
right.
I kind of stay, let him come and
But there shouldn't be, unless for a Kihon, shouldn't be unnecessary shoulder protraction.
right. So I'm thinking, let him run in and
Yeah, you come right
condense
into
me.
you.
Yeah.
All right.
Sensei, can
Because
you...
anyone attacking is going to come into it, say, they can walk right into it. No reason to reach. In fact, the more you overextend and reach, create an opening. Takes longer to recover from that. And easy to come in between. Shorter distance, the punch is there. If I have to reach, it takes longer for the punch to get there. There's reasons for things, doing things or not doing things.
Can you explain how you form Fudo? Because I find different people do it differently.
Yeah, for very people, they don't understand the stance. The simplest explanation, and I haven't shared this with any group to my knowledge, everyone always has trouble getting the correct position of the feet, or the width, or the length. They struggle with everything. Nakayama Sensei, one simple explanation. Get into a good Gankaku Dachi. Then just pivot. That's it. That's your position. Instead of, oh, get here, over here, and try to get that position. Zangetsu, bam, you're there.
Feet parallel?
Same width. Front foot is about 30, 35 degrees. Back foot is roughly equal to that. So, then the knee should fall to the inside of the ball of the foot and not out here this way. Very stable, solid position. Any question on it?
What's the difference between that and Kudachi? What's the difference between that and
Diagonal straddling, standstill tournament. There's slightly more weight or pressure from Kikudachi to Fudo, just a slight pressure, weight transfer slightly. But the center should still feel as though it's free.
And do you know when they started to change it with the front foot mostly straight? Who did that? What's that Sensei?
Well, Mori Sensei over there, he used the term Sochin Dachi because they still did the old, Fudo Dachi. And then Fudo Dachi and JKA style. Kyokushinkai, their Fudo Dachi is different. Other styles, they use the same term but have a different stance configuration. So whenever we were practicing stances, Mori Sensei would call out, and they said, Sochin Dachi, because knew exactly what he meant. Instead of, if you call it Fudo Dachi, you got into the old, original stance. So, but JKA pretty much went this way.
But not now, they don't.
No?
What's the purpose of this stance?
A lot of different reasons. It's getting closer distance than Zangetsu. And again, one I haven't shared much is, okay, knee problems or anything?
Sorry.
Any knee problems? Not yet. Like you step forward and attempt to grab or push or something. Yeah, the idea is you're already here. And if I want to be nasty, right, it takes the knee out because it's at that angle. Can't do that with a Zenkutsu. It takes everything out right there. So again, you're using your legs. Any question?
Not the same subject, but the ending position for the yakuzaku. Is it just the extent of where your hips can rotate in the stand and the shoulders are matching
Don't
that?
over-rotate and other people over, and it breaks the structural integrity of the stance and the shoulder position.
The shoulder position should be in line with the hips.
Right, it's a fairly close distance. Now, you're already closer than you would be in a Zenkutsu because of your leg position.
Okay.
So there's no need to over-rotate or reach for the target. You're already shifting your weight. You're already there. So again, there's a reason for specific stances. When to use them, when not to use them.
Sensei, when we're moving up and down the floor in Fudo Dachi, how far in should our feet come together before they come back out? Are we doing
Depends
a
on
full
what you're
press and
doing.
stuff?
If you want to come inside, for example, moving inside or attempting to hook before he can sweep your leg, you can go inside. But for basics, even Zenkutsu, people haven't got out of this habit of the C step. Good for beginners, not for advanced people. So, shortest course between 2 points, straight, much quicker. This takes longer to do it. People think it feels faster because they're using the inner thigh muscles, which they use incorrectly, because as I said, they usually break the knee structure. So it should be held there and just go straight forward, like walking. As you well know, you don't walk like this. It's basic training because it's easier for beginners to maintain their balance. Then it should go straight forward, like your feet are on tracks. Punch will get there much faster.
Does that change the muscle, using the C-step? You're still kind of doing that, but you're not firing as hard, right? So you're kind of moving the same way. Is it the same musculature?
Well, a lot of times
you're
with the
using?
there's a tendency when you start the driving leg where you're forced to go in a different direction.
Okay.
The arm will go forward, your body's going a different angle.
So which muscles, if I'm coming forward, obviously it's just walking, but if I'm coming forward, I'm still thinking about it.
Yeah, the inner thighs, the only way you bring your leg forward is if the adductors
Squeeze.
activate. But people overly squeeze.
Overlap.
Too much squeezing.
Yeah.
It takes time for you to relax those muscles. And too much squeezing, it breaks a knee connection.
So it's a
End up with bad knees and hips.
small way.
Straight line to the target. Any other questions? Try it again. And in case you don't shift over enough. But if you're moving straight in to the inside, you have to have something going first. So to stop any offense from him. But I always prefer going to the outside because your application policies, they increase your application abilities or your potential for it. So, plus, you're less prone to getting hit with that other arm. So in effect, you can even move in from here if he attempts to punch or whatever. I'm going through here, this takes it in, and you're coming through. Okay? You just come right around it. It would be ending up in a continuous movement. Any question? And anytime you do that, don't break your structure. Everything is flowing and it takes it right into it. Use that to manipulate his body structure to come around. If you overly push and attack, he's going in a different direction, he'll spin around like this. So it's learning to control your body enough to control the opponent's body. Any question? Okay, face each other again. Get a new partner. Someone different size. Swinging the leg around. And then breaking up here. This should be kept straight, or the leg should just move inside. Sochin, right there. Boom. It's right there. The opening move. Rather opening move. Punching. It's right there. Any question? Try not to lean. You throw that leg around, you're going to break. So slow, controlled movement. Requires hip control and a strong support leg. Same as Zenkutsu, strong support leg. Don't think of the moving leg.
Yeah.
Any question?
So you're pretty much stepping straight and then rotating into the movement?
Just straight through it, depending upon how wide. Any other question? Take a few minutes, break up some water. This way, depending on what you're doing. And end up with a punching and still punch this way. You do this. Like a sweeping block, you can still get the technique. And then here, there's a technique there. Not just the rotation. There's a technique there, not just. Any question? It's subtle, not just swinging around. Continue. The arm and swing it around. It's a subtle movement. Not a big movement. It's very subtle. Yeah, here. It should settle. Here. Ease. And then looking toward the left as you come up. Ease. One more. And this hand will use. Or at least it used to be. It was not just
Sensei, when you talk to Shizentai, are you already looking this way, or do you look at yourself and say,
that's how we call it. As I'm moving already this way, I'm already preparing to attack. But again, as I said, people are sensible. Ichi. Ni. San. Keep your hips slightly tucked level. Shi. Right arm on top of it. Juju. Too close together. Once more. Yeah, if you have bad knees, don't do that. The idea is to just keep your body weight centered. Here, not, no, and especially not coming up. Everything should be a controlled movement. Control your body. And it's you. Do not lean forward. Knee inside out, and not crossing out. Inside, they cross, but it goes in and out. Knee, right leg. Each knee. Knee. Break it down, sacrifice. Each knee. And the elbow angles should be important. Same idea like in hand sandan. People always come up and your elbows should be here. But I'm using it in defensive zone. It goes right through, nothing's here. It should be. Can't do anything here. Again, angles are important. Positioning is important. Right again. Each. Pivot on both feet. Utilize your leg drive, leg and hip drive. The sun is out. Touch. The sun's down. She do not draw that arm up. Once you're here, do not draw it up to make this technique. It should come right from here. And the second point, most people end up doing this type of thing all the time. Technique will go right through. It should be to the sideline. If I'm executing as a strike, it has to go to the target, not here. If it's a punch, it has to reflect that. So be mindful of your course of movement and what you're doing with it. Whether it's a deflection or reduction. Any questions? And again, that applies to any of the top of that hand. Most people cheat. You swing up, or partially, they're thinking so much of getting the kick, they don't pay attention to the arm. A lot of times, if it's against an attack punch, and you don't get this correct, you won't even have time to get the kick off, because you've been hit. Continue slowly. Each knee. Back again. Okay, try to pick up on some things and remember, especially when you execute the kick, do not break the structure. It's put strain on the knee joint and the hip joint. That should stay in control when you make the technique. Good alignment. It's your balanced leg to support that. Part of the reason it does that, for coordination, for control, but also the idea of reaching for the target. There shouldn't be any reaching. Reaching. And the weaker support leg, the weaker your hip will be. Because you cannot use the support leg to get power into the hip. So both of them sort of function. The sun couple of things before this. Don't wind up. Don't wind up. Right from there. Each. Knee. Sun. Okay, that hand should cross your face. So not just it's doing something. Or it should each knee. Knee. Almost not. And no wind up again. Again. Once more. Each. Elbow should not be stiff straight. Slight flexion. E. Again. E. One more. Smoother. Better timing. Each. Okay, see, with many of minimal use of the legs, minimal use of the hips. Drive that. Not just the arms. Each, use that leg motion. Knee, once more. Tummy, shoulder, E. Knee, sun. Oh. Body structure. Straight. You may. Okay. You may not. Control technique, control your movement without breaking. Control that movement. Easy. The more tense you are up here, the more difficult it is. Think of your legs, your hips always. Any rotation, any movement, think of moving from your legs to your hips. Control this. To control this. Any question?
The two short punches, how do you generate power? On these movements with the punch?
Your body weight, you're already coming down your body weight, so use your body weight. Not just, that's always too late.
Right.
It's always like 1, 2, and then it's just an arm only technique.
And where are how far are your shoulders?
They should remain as sort of up, but not here, with the hips here. If this is rotating, just here. Because again, it's a fairly close distance punch. You don't need to rotate. You should already shifted. Most people, they overturn everything. They overly protract the shoulder, destroys your structural and increases the potential for injury. Spine, lower back, lumbar, joints. So, you don't care about your joints. keep doing what you're doing. You know, pay special attention to good alignment instead of speed and power with everything. The better your stance structure, the better your alignment, the better your mechanics, the more speed and power you'll generate. It doesn't work the other way around. People concentrate on things that are relatively unimportant in the early stages. They always want power and speed. Work on technique first. Any question?
I seem to remember there's a little dip here.
Yeah, settling down. But when you execute that kick now,
Right,
if you're already down,
right.
it shouldn't go back up. You're already down, you've loaded, and make that technique.
After the elbow strike, are you rotating on the ball of your foot or the heel?
No, either one you can do, whichever you feel comfortable with. So, on a sticky surface, heel. Less friction force, smaller turning point, less resistance. Slippery surface, because you have more control over it. Like a top, you have too much on the heel, it's difficult to stop that. On the ball, you can stop incrementally and drive again. So again, depends upon your skill level, the floor surface, everything, yeah. If you're on the street, the kind of shoes you have on, see, all that has to be considered, how to modify and implement, you know, and apply principles underlying it. Any other questions?
After you do the strike and the kick, what do you do with this hand? Do you leave it out there before you step forward and then
A lot of people say that they'll do this and bring it back.
Right.
Why would you do that? Okay,
So leave it out there.
Tell me what the technique. I already have control of the face. If I do this, and bring it, I have to reach, I'm already hit by that.
Right, okay.
I see a lot of people, and then
Yeah.
it's a waste of
So
those.
leave it out.
Learn to control.
I am at a dojo where they have this.
Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of this type of thing now on the Manji-Yuki. Nakayama Sensei never taught that. Neither did Nishiyama Sensei, Shoji Sensei, but the newer, they're all doing this now for all of these. It limits your application possibility. It means you're always grabbing something.
Right.
But that's their explanation. You grab like, hey, and go down and regular balance. No. The older was just, you know, not reaching for everything. That also can end up throwing, you know, your balance off with stuff. So, but again, do it the way you need to do it wherever you go. But by pulling again, too much, everything is in the opposite direction.
Sensei, on the katas that you change direction,
No,
like
shouldn't be
Heian Nidan or Kankudai, do you leave the hand there until last second, or do you
No, as you're
bring it?
snapping this back, that comes back. Yeah. Not, and then go. Just better. Any other questions?
On these two, and then you do the reverse one,
Yeah.
what's your feeling of what that, why are you going backwards around?
What do you mean?
Well,
You mean from
here,
here
and then you
to
go
here
back.
and then reverse?
Yes. You know,
Avoid shifting again. Almost similar to what I did earlier. Go around and catch. A lot of the things are for balance training, body shifting training, evasion, turning, spinning, going, moving. Yeah, a lot of different practice things. But some of them, it's difficult to understand or know what they intended, the original, because things have just morphed and changed over years and years and years to become more sport. So, and I see a lot of people adding stuff that shouldn't even be there. That doesn't resemble outwardly the movement course at all. So,
Sensei, can I just say something about like the original Jinto, the original kata, it was this old man it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so it was an extra count. And then this one, like this one is kind of coming round and bringing them down before you drop. That was the old traditional application for it. That's why you were stopping here, taking a punch, then bringing it around this way, and that's why you were dropping down the way.
Same like any kata that has this movement. There is a throwing and a dropping into. Not blocking a kick. Yeah, Heian Godan would end up this way too in the old Kinan forms. And JK, Japanese, everything became very linear structured for performance reasons, mainly.
Manji is what manji is. That's the original sign for temple beams. It's like what the Nazis used to reverse the swastika. But it's opposite in China, Japanese culture. It's the sign of a temple, so it just means the sign of manji is the sign of a temple. So manji UK traditionally looked like, that's why it's called manji UK.
Used to be an auspicious symbol for some groups, and they bastardized it when it went to Germany, they changed it. Any other questions?
Sensei, can we ask you something about Wasada, the first movement of Wasada? We were talking about it.
What's the question?
It's basically from there.
Well, even the preparation I did in empty.
Yeah.
Joint angle, breaking. I'm to break. Already I'm here. If I'm going down. But again, I don't want to attack his knee. Here, I'm taking this to attack his knee and break the arm down this way. And this arm should stay here. A lot of people draw it back. It should stay here so you're ready to make a technique. So again, the angles are important.
And then move it forward to.
It shouldn't go forward. Unless you're doing it with sideways. In JK, second down. Any other question? But even the initiating from there. I see there's some of this stepping forward now, or there was a reason for this. Paralyze it or into the ribs. So there was a reason for that. Any other? How much time do we have? Go through it again. Too far out. Sun. Go. One more. More to that. Preparation. It's already in position. You swing the arms, it isn't. Each. One more. Okay, another way to think of a rear-roid elbow. Thank you. It's there. It's there. It's there. Other technique. I can't do that yet. I swing my arm on that. Much more efficient. You'll be able to switch directions quicker. Very smooth and fluid. Each. Continue slowly. Knee. Arms look too stiff. When you're finished, relax the elbow joints so you can get that technique. E. Sun. One more. Each. Again, same thing here. You end up breaking that positioning. Don't break. Don't break this. Slowly. Again, supporting leg and hip control. Ichi. And one other point, the arm should not begin to extend too early out there. Inside to outside. A lot of those are sort of like the inside to outside, not forward. Each. One more. Here again. It's a little bit more of a subtle movement. From here, it's not this way. Grab in. Control that. I can't do that. Yeah. Oh, you have a hold of me already. Right. Come inside to outside. Same on all of you, inside to outside. The technique is not just looking. Ichi. Ni. Ichi. Ni. San. Shi. And do not lean. Once more. See, if the hip breaks in that position, you'll end up leaning. Structure. Good structural alignment. Any leaning in any direction that isn't required. It requires more energy to upright your body in the correct position. It takes more energy. Each knee, sun, each knee, sun, she, roll. Okay, not this course. Power slide again. Not circular. On every top of that has that. The same course on each the sun okay. Roll. Roll. Again, Jodan, not just any course of movement. Each, but don't make that so big. Like this high soto, Jodan soto. E, sun, chi, okay, not Kagizuki. Straight punch. Each. Back foot shouldn't move, change. It'll pivot, whether it's on the heel or the ball, it should be here. It shouldn't move position. Okay, first one. Just shifting, yes. I'm in correct position and distance here. If I'm shifting and moving, and I move here, I have my momentum going in that direction. Here, I don't. I can't make use of, I get an arm strike, but I can't use my body weight. So that leg would come over, not this leg. Then show on. Beat. Again. Do not move that back foot. That's what I mean, move is don't shift it from its position. You can put it, but don't shift it over. Each arm should be in or the down. And you're going to think of your target. Body center line, not out here. Breathe. Go. Roku. Sheets. And as you come up, the MA, do not let your hip flex. Relax. Any questions?
What is your interpretation of all of this?
That doesn't mean they connect, not necessarily. They could be individual techniques. The rotation, pulling down, take the knee up, and then down. It's the simplest way. But it's easier if you even reach into that. That's right there. Everything is right there. And that's there. You can see your foot position. Just don't step random. Make sure you're doing something. You have multiple attack points, not just one. Understand?
I guess I heard it was your head, and then you're taking their head.
You can do that too, Well, what doesn't work, are you concrete that? All right, yeah. So, it doesn't turn me into a mess. If I completely have exposed my backside to the person, there has to be something in between that. Other arm, there has to be something in between that movement. No. Not just this where I'm punched, he kicked, boom, I'm down. Again, it's just the idea of what you can do with it. Any other questions? Four minutes left. Ask now, or could be dead by now.
Sort of similar on both sides. I've heard neither foot moves. I've heard front
Yeah, the
foot.
front foot almost always moves.
Okay.
Not the back one. The back one, it keeps you in position you didn't have. Front moves, it takes you out of position and gives you in a good position to come later, even in the side.
Some people are teaching back foot moves now, and just like you were saying with the momentum, I thought it makes more sense to do this.
Always, you almost always want to get off your center line. don't stay on that center line. Almost always you want to get off it. Either arm, you want to get off the line. And then use your momentum to take the technique in. You don't want to stand straight in front of somebody. Especially when you're working with submission joint locks, pressure, you need to learn to move and use your body, not just try to manipulate with your arms. It's always body movement, that makes the technique work. Those tense round resist. You can't make anything work. It's your body movement that sets it up.
First move was aside, since you brought it up kind of, but I don't really want to wind up. Right? I just want to go.
No, a lot of people
Yeah.
rock.
Just stay forward, go forward, and go. Right?
Try to make
Yeah, please.
So knee up.
And this changes the position. If he's coming, reaching in, that changes the position. He's right there for the attack. Into the kidneys, into the, paralyzes the leg.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the knee is up.
It used to be, but it was a continuous movement. Now, you don't want to stall.
But the hips sort of remain forward mostly, right? As opposed to turning sideways.
On me slide.
Just reach with it.
Not totally, yeah. Just enough to get this technique in, almost like a modified Muay Thai, as opposed to a basic showman position. You not only have linear momentum, but angular momentum. Decrease the force of the kick. So again, depending on position, angle, what you want to do, have to be able to control your body. Not just arms or legs, the whole body. Any other questions?
Last question, guys. Last question.
4:30. Okay. They finish.